Reality TV girl Ali here, and the latest episodes of Matter First Sight just dropped, so we have to get into it. So, two couples have already called it quits, which means we're down to five. Nick and Courtney are gone. Bye bye. And Devon and Caitlin call it quits. Nobody's surprised by either of these two couples. No, episode 16 kicked off with a couples retreat, and there was so much going on at this couples retreat. I don't even know where to start. Like, where do I start with this couples retreat? We're gonna start with Mecca and Belle. Mecca, come to the front. You should just stay at the front of the line every week, Mecca, because why do you insist on just saying the most ridiculous things to this woman? Like, I feel like Mecca goes to bed at night and says, how can I humble my wife tomorrow? And the next day he just does it. And at this point, I'm exhausted, Mecca, and I'm going to need you to get your act together. Please, I beg of you. Because why would Mecca, number one, this is stemming from when he says, I wasn't attracted to you when I just met you. I said, yes, she's pretty, but is she pretty enough for me? Who are you? Like, Belle Jolie is stunning. She's a queen. Okay? She is a queen. So I don't know who you are that you need to be asking if she's pretty enough for you, Michael B. Jordan. And what do you mean if she's pretty enough for you? You were black nail polish and she looked past the black nail polish. And there's nothing funnier than when Belle Jolie was like, yeah, like I didn't ask for a man who wears black nail polish, but I look past that. But if you thought Mecca was done when he had the audacity to tell this woman, to say, yeah, I thought you were pretty, but are you pretty enough for me? Then Mecca goes and he's at the retreat having a conversation with the men. And I think it was Cameron who says,
Belle, your dream girl.
No.
So what are you doing here then?
I'm gonna be honest, this man is on thin ice. I'm thinking about how Belle is outside of this process. And Belle wouldn't put up with half the stuff she's putting up with now. I don't know what he's doing.
And they're trying to get him to say who his dream girl is, whatever. And apparently, Mecca wants enormous boobs. He wants giant boobs. And that's why she's not his dream girl, because she doesn't have giant boobs. And the men are so ridiculous. Because you guys even having a conversation about, yes, so maybe, she could get him done. What are y'all? In what world do you think anybody is getting a boob job for a man she met 3 weeks ago? You've been married for 3 weeks as strangers at the altar. She is perfectly happy with her body. If you want boobs, you get them. And the mere fact that was even a conversation, they're like, well, did you ask her? She might be open to it. What? Men are ridiculous. I can't even get upset because it just makes no sense. Be for real. Mecca and the other men. Be for real. All right? Be for real. And, it's unfortunate because no matter what Mecca does, Belle gives him chance after chance after chance. And even in the scene where they were discussing it and he was like, I don't even know why I said that. I don't even. And she was like, yeah, because I know that's not who you are. First of all, you don't know this man. You don't know him. You just met him a few weeks ago. This is probably who he is. All right? Please stop staying with this man because you see potential in him. You're going to fix him for somebody else. It is not your job to fix him. He should have come into this process healed and ready for marriage. Do not come into this process thinking you're going to experiment on your wife. And I realize people are dragging Mecca on social media, and rightfully so, because you deserve to be dragged, Mr. Sir. And Mecca responded to a comment and he was like, nah, you don't need to come into the process, ready or mature. It's an experiment. Don't experiment on me. Don't Go experiment with your friends, with your little friends. All right? Don't come into this process experimenting on Belle Jolie because we don't want that for a girl. And she keeps forgiving you. And I don't even know what to say now because she keeps forgiving you and seeing the best in you. And I just know you're going to mess it up. I just know that even though Mecca and Belle discussed that they're both going to say yes on decision day, it would not shock me one bit if they go into decision day and Belle keeps her end of the bargain and is like, yes, I want to stay married. And Mecca is going to look her in the face and be like, yeah, I think we should get divorced. Like as one final stab of the knife and turn of the knife in her heart. I can just see him doing that. Belle Jolie, run now. I beg of you, run from this man. We have seen enough. So Devon and Caitlyn, they called it quits. It was so painful. It was painful to watch these two. And they finally decided to call it quits. And in the end, Caitlyn is bawling her eyes out. And I'm just like, why are we crying? You did not want this man. You did not like this man. He loved you. Well, love is, we won't say love. He really liked you. He was committed to the process, wanted to make it work. And you fought him tooth and nail every step of the way. So now it's over. Why are we crying? Like, what is sad? I will give Caitlyn credit though, because she really had nothing but nice things to say about him. Because he was lovely. This man had the best of intentions, and treated her well. And she just did not want to be with this man, does not want to be married. Caitlyn wants to be single. Go live your best single life, Caitlyn. And please do not waste our time anymore. Signing up for Matter First Out when you know you don't want to be married. You wasted everybody's time. All right? Now, I'm not going to go too hard on you, Caitlyn. But please, you wasted an entire season for nothing. Now, on a side note with Mr. Devon. So people have been coming out and talking about Devon. And I'm trying to figure out if Devon scammed all of us with his good guy facade. Because why am I hearing that Devon was probably in a relationship for about like a 6-month relationship with somebody? And when he got cast for the show, he dropped her like hot bread. I was just like, yeah, bad girl, I'm going to be on TV. No, that changes everything about Devon. Because, sir, did you really want to be married or did you want to be on TV and you're a good actor and you want to get some social media followers? Because people are already saying that you're buying followers, Devon. And now we're hearing that you signed up for the show, was in a relationship, dumped this poor girl to come on TV and marry a stranger. So how sincere were you? Because if you really wanted to get married, I'm guessing that long-term-ish relationship would be the way to go. If this is true, Devon, you had us all fooled. And that is not okay. That's not nice what you did. All right, so clear it up real quick. All right, Tori and Felipe is another couple. So I'm watching the show. Felipe is just, that game was just set up for failure. Like there was nothing good was going to come from this game that y'all were playing.
Most likely to never be ready for marriage. He's almost enjoying being deemed a womanizer.
Felipe was just soaking it up and yes, and enjoying it. And Tori was like embarrassed because this is her husband. And everybody's picking him as the most likely to just do all the trash things that you shouldn't do as a husband. So Tori's in bed. She's bawling. And Tori says to this man, you know, I think we need to be done with this because this ain't it. And I'm like, yes, Tori. Yes, Queen. We need to end it now. Rip off the Band-Aid because we know this is not going to work. I'm thinking, all right, done. They're done. I see Felipe. He's outside with the men. They're like, Felipe, what's wrong with you? Felipe is bawling the tears. He's so sad. Oh my goodness. He's sad as a little puppy dog. And then minutes later, Tori and Felipe are back. Why are we back together, guys? We know this is not going to end well. We know this is not going to end well. Why are we reconciling? What changed in the past 5 minutes? Everything that you said, Tori, nothing has changed by the time you had another conversation with Felipe. He's still all these things. Why did we reconcile? And then to make matters worse, so next episode, we're going to see Decision Day, right? And we got a glimpse of Felipe and Tori's Decision Day. And Tori's there, and Felipe is there looking like he's going to choose Tori. He's like, yes, I think you're the one for no, yes. And then Tori says she's confused because when the cameras were off, Felipe said something to her that was like shocking, surprising, whatever. And for the life of me, I do not know what this is. People are saying Felipe said, I want an open relationship. Because Tori was like, did you think that was normal of you to say that? So we're not going to know what it is. We're just here to speculate. So whatever you're speculating, please drop them in the comments because I don't even know which direction to go with this. I don't even know. But Felipe is Felipe. So after Tori dumped you, took you back, you had the audacity to say what you said. And I don't know what you said, Felipe, but I know you long enough from watching you these 4, 5, 6 weeks to know that it was something ridiculous. Because you're ridiculous. What did you say to our queen? What did you say? I'm dying to know. I want to know so bad, but I would not be surprised if it is, in fact, that he was like, yeah, we should have an open relationship. We should still be married, but, like... Oh, dear. Oh, help us. Y'all are going to be... Y'all are stressed. Season 20, guys. Y'all are stressing me out. So... it ended, like the last episode ended with everybody moving out because tomorrow is going to be Decision Day and they don't want to, so they're separating for the night. And I just found it so interesting because I'm coming back to Belle and Mecca and there's so many signs that Mecca does not want to be with Belle. There's just many signs. Belle and Mecca, they're sad, they're moving. You're seeing all the men. There's a clip with Adam and Marissa, and Adam is like, oh, this is so sad that you're moving out. It feels, whatever. I'm going to miss you. And then I think I saw Felipe saying, oh, sad, whatever. And Mecca comes on, and Belle Jolie's packing her stuff, and she's moving out. And Mecca is like, oh, this is, whatever. Belle is feeling sad. So you're not sad? So Belle is sad that this is a crucial point where tomorrow you have the biggest decision of your lives to make. And you guys have to separate after being together for however many weeks. She's sad. But how are you feeling? So you're not sad? You're happy? Like what? Why are you speaking? Why are you telling us how she's feeling? Tell us how you're feeling. That is it. That little comment irked me to my core. To my core. Because I'm like, oh, we're finally going to see him saying, oh, this is sad to be away from her because we've been spending this past 6 weeks or 8 weeks together. And this man says, yeah, Belle is sad. Are you not sad? Mecca, get away from me with this. Get away from me. Get away from me with this nonsense. What is wrong with you? I've never seen somebody self-sabotage a relationship so badly in my entire life. Like, sir, it's like, it's what not to do. So if you want to learn what not to do in a relationship or a marriage, just go watch this entire season. And every time Mecca says something or does something, just remember, don't do that. But another thing that I didn't bring up, which also irked me to the core of my very being, was that weird scene with Mecca and Caitlyn. Now, why Caitlyn decided she wanted to go have a chat with Mecca outside, I do not know. But I assumed she was going to talk to him and be like, Mecca, why would you say that about Belle? Why would you say, oh, is she beautiful enough for me? Whatever. This girl is out there giggling. I know. It's how you say it. You don't have to say everything. It's you. And Kayla, you're not a girl's girl. And maybe you are, but you were not being a girl's girl in that moment. Because there is no way this man says that about my friend. And I'm out there grinning and cackling with him like it was cute. She was just out there cackling and laughing. And, oh. And by the way, this was it. Devin saw her out there grinning and cheesing with Mecca. And he was like, oh, we are done. Because she had never smiled like that with me. And it's true. I've literally never seen Caitlyn smile with this man. The only time I see Caitlyn smiling with this man is when they're around the table and she's talking about Taylor Swift's album. And she's like, haha, Taylor Swift. And he just happens to be there, being a part of the discussion. And I've never seen Caitlyn crack a smile with her husband. And she was out there, megawatt smile with Mecca. And he was like, yes, cheesing. And I just thought to myself, this is not sitting right with me. This is not sitting right with me. What are you out there grinning about? What are you two out there cackling about? Ain't nothing funny. Ain't nothing funny about your marriage, Caitlyn, because you don't want this man who clearly wants to be married and is treating you well. And you, Mecca, have nothing to be grinning about. You are in the doghouse. You're in hot water. You are on the edge, about to be pushed off a cliff because of your behavior. So how you two find moments to be cackling and laughing is beyond me, but I don't like it. So of course, Devin had this conversation. She was like, listen, she ain't never smiled like that with me. I'm done. And then Mecca is like, I can't help but think that I had something to do with it. You did. The man saw you smiling with his wife and realized she will never smile at him like that. And he was done. Because give me the strength that I need to get through this recap because, oh, Lord have mercy. All right, so Cameron and Michelle are still cute as a button. They're going to stay together. We know this. Adam and Marissa, nothing is improving between Adam and Marissa are okay. Like, I think they're both going to say yes on decision day because nothing has happened for them to say no. But this relationship is not going to work because it's very surface level. They've not really gotten to know each other. They're not talking about anything deep. They're not digging below the surface to find out anything. They're just jet skiing with Adam every day, playing pickleball with Adam every day, I guess working out with Adam. Their entire relationship revolves around Adam. Marissa is just shrinking herself to fit into his little life, his little box for what I don't know. So when they get out of this bubble, they're going to have to dig a little deeper. But I think they're going to say yes on decision day. Nikki and Sean, listen, let me just say, Nikki is a queen and she deserves the world. And Nikki, I don't know why you've been hanging on in this relationship for so long, but please free yourself from this bondage. Free yourself from this bondage, Nikki. We understand. We do not blame you. We see the man you're married to and the things he says to you every week. He's in competition with you. I don't know why. He tries to humble you at every turn for obvious reasons because you're amazing, you're gorgeous, you're a queen. And he is just at every opportunity, he's trying to humble you. I don't like that for you, Nikki. And I feel like Nikki came into the process and said to herself, no matter what happens, no matter who I get, I'm going to stick it out. And I love that for you, Nikki. But you don't need to do all of that. The moment we met Sean, from about 2-3 episodes in, we said, okay, girl, please, just go. We wouldn't blame you. Just go. You don't even need to explain. You don't need to explain because we've seen the evidence of why you would not want to be married to this man. We've been watching it for these past 4 weeks and you still hanging on is insane to me. And, I love you for that, Nikki, but free yourself from the bondage that is Sean. He's going to drag you down. And let me tell you, they are now separating for decision day tomorrow. And of course, because first of all, did we discuss when Sean told Nikki that you might be a 10 in New York, but in wherever you're a 7? And if she's a 7, you're a what? So she's a 7 and you are a... Yeah. You are a... Because Nikki is flawless. See, this is another example of him trying to humble her. Because Nikki's a 10 out of 10. How dare you? she's a 10 out of 10, and you know she's a 10 out of 10, but you want her to think that she's not. I see exactly what I see you, Sean. We all see you. And so, Nikki, we've been begging you from like episode 2 to free yourself. But you've been hanging on. You are a determined woman. Love that for you, but also hate that for you because nobody's going to blame you for not choosing this man. And then so things are going well between them. I'm still not buying it. I'm not buying it. So things are going well between them and they're about to separate. And Nikki's talking to Sean. They get into a little argument, of course. And Nikki was trying to say something. Sean, of course, had to butt in and not allow her to speak. And then she's like, all right, this is annoying, whatever. She's irritated, like, and as she should be. And then Sean is having a conversation. And this is the problem I have with Sean all the time. He's having a conversation with her. Her voice is not raised in any way, shape, or form. And Sean is like, okay, but don't raise your voice. I don't like when she never once raised her voice. And I know that if cameras weren't on, Sean would have gone back and said, yeah, but she was raising her voice. The woman never once raised her voice. She was speaking on one level the entire time. She didn't get angry. She was literally calm as ever. And he's like, well, don't. And that's what annoys me about him. It's like he's dishonest. There's a level of dishonesty there, which is the same thing happened in that other scene when she was saying, he was telling her that her duty as a wife is to please him, to pleasure him, to whatever. Ew. And he was like, I would never say that. And then we roll the clip and he said it. Do you know? And he would have gone on the cross and said, I could never, that ain't me. He does that. And I don't like that things happen and it's like he's forgetting the cameras are there and he goes and he just says something about her. It's like he's trying to paint her as a villain. And you will never make me hate Nikki. Okay? So you can try, Sean, but we see you. And I hope she says no on decision day because this is not the man for you, Nikki. It's not the man for you. Okay? Your man is out there somewhere and you're going to find him when you free yourself from the bondage of Sean. And so, that is it. I have nothing more to say. I am excited for decision day. I'm dying to see how it all plays out. And most importantly, I want to hear what Felipe said to Tori. I want to see. So let me give you all right, let me tell you what I think is going to happen. So Michelle and Cameron are obviously going to say yes. Duh, as they should. I mean, they're showing us some clips that make it seem like something's going to happen. I'm not buying it. It's editing. They're going to say yes. Felipe and Tori. So Felipe seemingly already says yes. I think Tori might say no, given whatever egregious thing he said when the cameras were off. So she's going to say no. Belle and Mecca, Bella's going to say yes. Bella's going to hang in there and ride with her man till the wheels fall off. And apparently the wheels have not fallen off, yes? So I think she's going to say yes. And even though she and Mecca agree that they're both going to say yes on decision day, I would not be surprised if Mecca said no. I really wouldn't. He has embarrassed this woman so many times. It would just be the the final act of embarrassment. Like, yes. So it would not shock me. Adam and Marissa are both going to say yes. Clearly, we don't think they're going to be this long-term couple, but nothing crazy has happened in the relationship for them to not say, let's continue to see where it goes. And Nikki and Sean, I think Sean is a funny thing is Sean is saying, I have a lot to think about tomorrow. And I'm like, do you? Because so you could say no, you're not going to stay with Nikki because Nikki has not done anything to you. She's been lovely. So to me, you have one option is to say yes. Because you're going to say no to her for what? She's done nothing. So say whatever you want, Sean, because that didn't even make any sense. I have a lot to think about. What do you have to think about? Because you are going to say yes because God, a great prize in Nikki. No, is Nikki going to say yes or no? Nikki should say no. But I don't know. That little tiff at the end there might cause her to say no. Either way, even if Nikki and Sean say yes, we know that 2 days later, Sean is going to say something insane. And she's going to be like, I'm done with you. Let's be done. So those are my predictions. And I think I'm right about every single one of them. But we'll see how it plays out when the new episodes drop on Thursday. I'm very excited. Tell me if you agree with my predictions below. And also, most importantly, I want to know what you think Felipe said to Tori. Also, did you see that point when Felipe was like thinking about it and he was talking to his family and he was saying, I don't know, this marriage, it's hard. It's hard. It's not perfect. Felipe, here's the thing. Your marriage couldn't possibly be perfect because you're not perfect. Your marriage is not perfect because of you. You're the problem in the marriage. So I don't know why you're saying the marriage is not perfect. If you want it to be perfect, then you can fix it because you are the problem, sir. What do you mean? Am I losing my mind? Felipe said his marriage is not perfect and he's not had one problem with Tori this entire time. Every time there's an issue in the marriage, which is every day, it's him. It always, I want to have sex with a lot of women. I want to be single. I want to be this. It's Felipe is the problem. So you can't expect a perfect marriage with imperfect people. Hint, hint, we're looking at you, Felipe. So get it together. All right, well, that's it. I guess we'll see what happens next. I'm excited for Decision Day, and I know you are too. Until next time, I'm reality TV girl Ali, and see you soon.